I'm 89. My name is Amelia, and I never expected that the life I built carefully would leave me alone, facing the possibility of a nursing home. When I look back now, it wasn't one dramatic mistake that brought me here. It was all the little choices I made or ignored over decades, quietly adding up until I found myself standing on the edge of a life I never imagined. I grew up believing that if I worked hard, stayed busy, and did what was expected of me, life would take care of itself. In my 20s and 30s, I was always moving, jobs, errands, social events. I married young, had children, and filled my days with routines that felt important at the time. I believed in responsibility, in doing the right thing, in keeping everything under control. I thought that was enough. I was wrong. My husband, Robert, was a good man. He loved me in the way people do when they've been together for decades, quietly, without grand gestures. We built a home, raised children, and kept the household running smoothly. But I often put duty above presence. I chose to attend meetings over birthdays, clean the house instead of having tea with my neighbors, organize paperwork rather than make a call to my mother. Every small deferral felt harmless. It wasn't. The years slipped by and my children grew up, moved out, and made their own lives. I thought pride in their independence would be enough to fill the empty rooms, but it wasn't. I filled the quiet with tasks: ironing, cooking, sorting photographs, running errands. I told myself I was fine, that I had everything under control. But I didn't realize I was building a solitude I couldn't escape. I started noticing the slow cost in my 50s. Missed birthday calls, skipped gatherings, delayed visits. Friends moved away or passed on, and I would make excuses for not keeping up. My husband's health began to fail in small ways, and I stayed busy with his appointments, managing schedules, and yet never stopped to reflect on what it was doing to us, to our connection. By the time he passed, I had already grown accustomed to quiet, and it felt strange to admit how lonely I truly was. The warnings came quietly, too. My doctor suggested regular checkups, physical therapy, a home health assessment. Nothing dramatic, nothing urgent at the moment, but I postponed each one. Later, I would say. I'll do it later. Later became years. By the time I faced a fall at 82, it became impossible to ignore. My body wasn't as strong as I had believed. My independence, once taken for granted, was slipping through my fingers. I realized then that it wasn't sudden. It had been decades in the making. Small choices, delayed calls, skipped walks, meals eaten alone, friends not visited. I had always thought the future would give me more time, more energy, more opportunities. But the future arrived quietly, and it wasn't what I had expected. Now, at 89, I see clearly what cannot be fixed. The friends I let drift away are gone, their laughter no longer filling my home. Conversations I delayed, words I didn't speak, hugs I postponed. They cannot be reclaimed. My children visit when they can, but their own lives are full, and I am no longer central in their day-to-day. I am a chapter they read between their own stories. I sit in my living room most afternoons, sipping tea, looking out the window at the garden I once tended meticulously. The flowers bloom, the birds come and go, and life continues, indifferent to my regrets. I think about all the moments I didn't seize, the people I didn't hold close enough, the independence I assumed I would always have. If I could speak to my younger self, Amelia says, I would not tell her to work harder, nor to chase more success. I would tell her to be present, to show up, to answer the phone, to spend a quiet afternoon with a friend instead of worrying about a meeting, to treasure the small, unremarkable moments, because those are the moments that fill a life in ways achievement never will. I don't say this as advice for anyone else. I simply share it as truth. The walls of solitude are built slowly, quietly, and often unnoticed. Independence can vanish in small increments, and time, once gone, cannot be brought back. There are days when I walk to the garden, touch the flowers, and feel a small, fleeting sense of connection. I water the plants, rearrange the furniture, and look at old photographs. These tasks are modest, but they anchor me in the present. I accept the limits of my body and my life. I accept that some things cannot be reclaimed. I do what I can now, and I tell my story because perhaps someone listening will pause and notice their own small choices before it's too late. Perhaps they will make time for a conversation, a visit, a shared cup of tea. Perhaps they will cherish presence over productivity, human connection over endless task. I'm Amelia, 89 years old. I never imagined I would face this quiet reckoning, staring at a future that may include a nursing home. I can't change what's already passed, but I can share what I've learned. Time is finite, life is fragile, and the little moments, the calls, the visits, the shared meals are what truly matter. This is my confession, my reflection, my truth. I am Amelia. I am 89. I survived life's quiet erosion, and I tell you this because remembering, perhaps, is the only way it matters beyond these walls.